How to avoid cravings on a raw vegan diet without losing your mind. I still get cravings even on a raw diet, but the difference is that I figured out how to handle them without falling off track. If you're struggling with cravings too, then let me share what actually works. And no, it's not just about the willpower. Cravings are totally normal, especially when you're transitioning to a raw food lifestyle. You are not weak and you are not doing it wrong, but understanding why cravings happen can make it way easier to deal with them. Believe it or not, it actually comes down to two simple things. You are either under eating or you are not eating the right things. So let's break it down and talk about what actually helps. Number one, eat more fruit. Yes, seriously, if there is one thing that can wipe out most cravings, I really noticed it. If I don't eat a lot of fruit during the day, I might crave some sort of cookie or some sort of dessert or something. But if I eat enough good fruit sources during the day, I don't crave it. It's gone. I don't want any cake. I don't want any of that. I feel good. I feel satisfied. Our bodies are naturally designed to thrive on fruit because it's full of water, it's full of fiber, vitamins, and all those natural sugars that our brain and our muscles, they need to function on that. But unfortunately, so many of us, they are afraid of fruit because we've been taught to fear sugar. But this is not the same processed sugar, okay? Fruit is whole, it's real, and it's made by nature, okay? And it's designed for human beings to consume and to thrive on it. And here's the thing, when you don't give your body the nutrients it actually needs, it will keep on asking for something, that cookie for example. So that's what cravings are. Your body is saying, I need energy, I need nutrients, help me out. But because of us grew up eating heavily processed, fake, and chemically engineered all these garbage foods, unfortunately all our body signals have gotten scrambled. We've forgotten what real food is supposed to taste and what it's supposed to feel like after you eat it. You know, our biology, it hasn't changed, but our food has, and not in a good way. We've been eating lab-designed foods that are made to be addictive. They trick our brain, they confuse our body, and they keep us in a loop of craving without ever feeling truly satisfied. That's why fruit is so powerful. It brings us back to what our bodies recognize as real food. So once you start flooding your system with real, hydrating, nutrient-rich, ripe, delicious fruits, all these cravings, they start to fade. They will. Trust me, I've noticed it on myself. I've noticed so many times, I've proven it again and again that this is how it works. Please, yes, eat more fruit, a lot more than you think. Eat bananas, grapes, mangoes, berries, watermelons. These are not the problem, they are part of the solution. So eat your fruit. Okay, so let's talk about the second one. Don't be afraid of carbs or calories. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when starting a raw food diet is not eating enough. I know it because I made those mistakes myself. It's very easy to do without realizing it. Raw fruits and vegetables, they are packed with nutrients, but much lower calories than cooked or processed foods. So you might be eating what feels like a huge meal, like a giant salad, but it's still running low on energy an hour later. And no, that's not a failure of the diet. It just means that your body needs more food to meet its needs. This is especially true when it comes to healthy carbs. Fruit is your friend, okay? Your brain runs on glucose and fruit gives you the cleanest source of it. Bananas, mangoes, dates, grapes, oranges, these foods, they fuel your body and help you feel satisfied. So don't hold back on them. The fear of too much sugar or too many carbs is mostly diet culture noise. Natural sugar actually in fruit comes with the fiber, with the water and all the nutrients, completely different from the refined stuff that we were taught to avoid. And when it comes to calories, the simple rule applies here. Don't be afraid of eating more, because raw food isn't about restriction. If you're constantly hungry, low on energy, or dealing with some sort of cravings all day long, chances are that you are just not eating enough volume or variety. You can bring in more calorie-dense raw foods like avocados. You can have some soaked nuts and seeds, some olives or coconut, and you can have some dry fruit. All these foods, they help round out all your meals and give your body the long-lasting energy that it needs. Okay, just try and think of it this way. When you are eating fresh, whole foods, your job isn't to limit. You actually need to allow more. Your body will tell you what it needs when you start giving it real fuel. And bottom line, carbs and calories are not the enemy. Hunger and cravings aren't either. They are just reminders that your body needs nourishment, and when you're eating raw, you get to do that with abundance. Tip number 3 is hydrate it like it matters, because it really does. We've all heard that our bodies are about 70% of water, but it's easy to forget just how much that matters when it comes to cravings, energy, and even your mood. A lot of the time, what it feels like hunger is actually just our body asking for water. Cravings for salty snacks, sweets, or even that extra cup of coffee can often be traced back to plain old dehydration. When you are not hydrated, everything feels off. Your digestion slows down, your energy dips, and your body just starts looking for a quick fix. That's when all these cravings creep in. And it's so easy to just reach for things that don't really serve you. Instead of jumping straight to food when craving hits, try to drink a big glass of water first. Wait about 10-15 minutes, and you might be actually surprised how often that craving disappears completely. But let me also tell you that staying hydrated doesn't just mean drinking water. One of the best things about raw food diet is how naturally hydrating it is. If you're eating lots of fruits and veggies, you are already getting a solid amount of water in your food. Think about melons, oranges, cucumbers, tomatoes, celery, strawberries. All of these are packed with water and all these electrolytes that your body absolutely loves. And all these smoothies, herbal teas, and fresh juices, they are also great ways to stay hydrated if plain water isn't your thing all the time. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling foggy or craving some sort of processed foods, just check in with yourself. When is the last time that you had a glass of water or ate something hydrating? And I know it sounds really simple, but it makes a huge difference. So yes, please hydrate it like it matters, because it really does. Number 4 is to know that it's not just the willpower if you're struggling with cravings, especially for processed or junk food. It doesn't mean you're weak or lack willpower. Not at all. The truth is that the modern food system is designed to make us crave the wrong things. Highly processed foods, they are engineered in labs to be addictive. They are designed to be addictive so that you can buy more of that. All these foods, they are made to hit the exact combination of salt, sugar, and fat, and all this artificial flavor that basically just lights up the reward centers of our brain, and we need more and more. We want to eat more of that food, right? And it's not by accident. There is a whole industry. There are scientists working behind this. These foods are designed to keep you coming back even when you're not hungry. So if you've ever felt like you can't stop snacking or that you're constantly fighting yourself, it's not you, it's the food. And this is why switching to raw, whole, natural foods can feel hard at first. Not because the food is bad or boring, but because your body and brain are detoxing from foods that were literally designed to override your own instincts. But here's the good news, your body is smart. Once you start fueling it with real food, fruits, greens, water-rich veggies, healthy fats, your cravings do shift. They will shift for sure, not right away, not instantly, but they do. And you'll notice one day that grapes start tasting sweeter than candy, especially if you freeze them. Your brain fog, it lifts after a big smoothie, that you start actually craving oranges instead of chips. It happens. Happened to me. I wasn't always eating just fruits and everything. I was eating a lot of junk food before moving on to this lifestyle. So it happens, and when it does, it's not because you suddenly became more disciplined. It's because your body is remembering what real food feels like. So just don't beat yourself up. It's not just about willpower. It's about reconnection to the nature, to the real food, and to how your body was actually designed to eat. Number 5, let's talk about raw treats. Raw treats are actually your friend. Okay, let's be real. Sometimes you just want something interesting, something sweet, okay? And that's totally normal. The key is not to fight that urge or feel guilty about it, but to prepare for it. And one of the best ways to stay consistent on a raw food lifestyle is to have these go-to treats already on hand, things that feel like a dessert, but they are still made from whole natural ingredients that your body can recognize and use. So think about frozen bananas, which turn into soft serve ice cream in a blender. Think about the energy balls made from dates and nuts, even raw chocolate, or even just a handful of frozen grapes. They're gonna taste like candy. Trust me, if you haven't tried frozen grapes, you should. So these kinds of treats, they don't just taste good, they satisfy you, and they won't leave you feeling sluggish or craving more junk an hour later. Having raw treats ready also helps you avoid that moment when you're tired, hungry, and staring at a pantry full of processed options. When you've got something delicious and nourishing already made, the decision becomes so much easier. There is no shame in wanting a treat, okay? We are all human, and the trick is to reach for something that actually supports your goals instead of taking you further from them. So please make room for some raw desserts. Experiment with what you really enjoy. Get creative with ingredients like coconut fruit, nuts, cacao. These little indulgences, they can make a raw lifestyle feel sustainable and even more fun. And the point isn't to be perfect, it's to be prepared, okay? Make sure you're prepared. Okay, number 6 is to change the way that you think about food. One of the biggest shifts on the raw food journey isn't just about what you eat, it's how you think about food in the first place. We live in a world where food has become incredibly complicated. Every day there is a new headline or diet trend telling us what's healthy, what's dangerous, what to avoid, what to count, what to eliminate. And after years of that, it's easy to feel confused and disconnected from what real nourishment actually looks like. But the truth is, eating doesn't have to be so confusing. In fact, if you strip away all that noise, it's actually pretty simple. Just think about animals in nature. They don't have cookbooks or diet apps. They don't count calories or debate about protein sources. They just know what to eat. That instinct is still inside of us too. The problem is that we've just buried it under years of processed food and artificial flavors and all those crazy mixed messages. So just try this little exercise. Imagine you're walking through a beautiful garden and you see a ripe, beautiful mango on a tree or a branch of grapes on the vine. No labels, no advertising, just the fruit. You'd probably feel drawn to it, right? That's your body recognizing real food. That's your instinct kicking in. Your body wants whole, water-rich, colorful food. It knows how to digest it. It knows how to use it. And once you start giving it those foods regularly, you begin to feel that connection again. Food choices get easier, cravings change. You stop obsessing and start trusting. This isn't just about being perfect or following strict rules. It's about coming back to your natural rhythm with food, listening to your body and honoring what feels good, and remembering that health doesn't have to be so complicated. Real food doesn't need a label. It doesn't need a million ingredients. Your body already knows what it is. Okay, number 7 is don't stress about sleeping up. Here's something very important to remember. You're human, and being human means you are not going to eat perfectly all the time, whatever that even means. So if you find yourself reaching for something cooked or processed one day, that doesn't mean you fail. It just means that you're living life, and that's okay. One of the biggest roadblocks people face when trying to eat mostly raw is the guilt that they carry when they go off track. You eat something that isn't raw and suddenly there is this wave of shame, like you ruined everything. But that mindset is actually way more harmful than the food itself. This lifestyle is not about being perfect. It's all about learning and growing and just tuning into what really truly makes you feel your best. Okay, so let's reframe it. Sleeping up isn't failure, it's actually a feedback. Maybe you needed more calories earlier in the day. Maybe you were emotional or tired or just wanted something warm and comforting. That's all part of the process. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you have to start over. You can just keep on going. Your next meal is another chance to nourish your body with fresh, living food. The goal here is isn't 100% raw at all times. It's to feel better, have more energy, and develop a peaceful relationship with food. And if sometimes you eat cooked food, that's fine. If you indulge on something processed, you are not a bad person. Just notice how it makes you feel and adjust when you are ready. Because you know, the most powerful thing that you can do to yourself is not to give up just because one single meal wasn't raw. You know, consistency over time matters much more than all this perfectionism. So just breathe, let it go, and just ask yourself what would feel really nourishing right now. Then go and do that. Just one meal and just one step at a time. And just finally, you know, your body is much smarter than you actually think. We live in a world that's constantly telling us we don't know how to eat. With every new trend, fad diet, or all this conflicting piece of advice, it's no wonder that so many of us have lost trust in our own bodies. We just second guess our hunger, we fear certain food, and we treat all these cravings like these enemies that we need to fight off with our willpower. But here's the truth, your body is incredibly smart. It's not working against you, it's always working for you. All these cravings, fatigue, bloating, low energy, those aren't signs that your body is broken. They are the signs that it's asking for something. Usually it's either nourishment, hydration, rest, or a balance of those. And the more you respond with kindness and real whole food, especially fruit, which your body is actually naturally wired to love, the more your body will begin to heal. You don't need to fix yourself, you just need to fuel yourself properly. When you start giving your body what it actually needs, abundant water-rich foods, natural sugars, fibers, minerals, and all this hydration, it begins to remember, and it's gonna let go of all these constant cravings. It's gonna stabilize your energy, your digestion is gonna improve, your relationship with food will kind of soften. And of course, I know this doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen with consistency, not perfection. Remember, do not be perfect, just be consistent with all your choices. So just instead of forcing yourself to fight cravings, just start listening to them. Ask, what is my body really asking for right now? Is it thirsty? Is it tired? Is it underfueled? Is it something emotional? And responding with real food instead of restriction or shame is what makes the difference. Just trust the process, and more importantly, just trust yourself, because your body really knows the way. It just needs a little time and support to get back to the balance. And remember, you are not falling off track. You are learning, you are reconnecting. That's more powerful than any diet rule out there. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you here. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already, because I know a lot of people watching and they are not subscribed. So click on that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and I would love to have you here. And if you're still in the mood for more, then make sure to check out this video on the screen next that I think you will enjoy, and I'll see you there.